Hello and welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bites. Today's episode number 129, and we are shooting a special episode today. A lot of new users have come into Weekend Investing family in the last 1 week. We had a special festive season opening where we opened all our closed subscription strategies that have been closed for new subscription, and we opened it for Muhurat session for 1 hour, and we were pleasantly surprised to get a lot of response from the users, a lot of new users. So we want to properly orient the new users so that they know exactly what to look forward to, how the processes work, what kind of time frame they should be looking at, how they should gradually ease into these small cases, whether they should diversify across small cases, etc., etc. So a lot of ground to cover for the new users, but old users also can definitely take a look at it. So we have created a special weekend investing user manual. So anybody who comes in as a new weekend investor should definitely go through the entire thing. It will not take more than 15 to 20 minutes, and the same will be placed in the Telegram channel, and it will also be placed in the description below. And let's first take a look at the markets, what they did. So Nifty and the indices were reasonably in a indecisive mood today, despite having a strong start move yesterday. Bank Nifty has been a bit soft for the past many days, and it has not kept pace with Nifty in the last few sessions, and today also it was pretty much the same. Autos and PSU banks, however, were outperforming today along with some infra stocks, but FMCG, metals and private banks were a bit soft. So not really a very trending day, but some stocks which had good momentum in the last month or two, Tata Power, IEX, IRCTC, SRF, these stocks were doing well again today, and some small and mid cap segments were looking up. In terms of the indices, as I said, small and mid caps were up 0.5% to 0.8%, whereas most of the larger cap indices were either down 0.1% or within plus or minus 0.25%. In terms of weekend investing small cases, most of the strategies performed from 0.5% to 2%, pretty much beating the market. MI25 was a little soft at 0.15% gain. The last 1 week has been quite all right, in line with the markets, but in the last 1 month, several strategies have underperformed the markets, and the momentum currently is kind of waning in many segments, but not really down and out yet. So let's see how things will go going forward. So let's come back to the topic of the day. So Weekend Investing User Manual is a compilation of several key FAQs or processes or best practices that we think every person should know. Let me just open this up and show you how this will work. So this is a user manual with segment with sections for each type of segment that we are approaching here. So first segment is before investing in the small case. So several key aspects related to before investing in the small case is why you want to enter into a small case. That should be clear to you. What kind of small case you wish to subscribe to should depend upon what is your risk profile, how it is going to combine with the rest of your portfolio. Are you a first time investor? Are you adding a small case element to your already existing portfolio? A lot of that will determine what kind of small case you will go for. Now, small case strategies that weekend investing has are all momentum based strategies. They do very well in strong momentum markets, and they also tend to beat the downtrend whenever it comes. So most of our strategies in many of the past downtrends have fallen much less than the markets. So you beat on the upside and you beat on the downside. The only caveat is that you have to give it time. Now, having come in at reasonably high levels of the market, there is no assurance that this market will continue to be like this for next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. There may be certain periods of consolidation, there may be some periods of sharp drops on the way. So my suggestion is that don't look for short term gains, have a long term outlook, come in with a 3, 5, 7 year type of time frame in mind that you want to gradually ease into and gradually put your capital into a strategy, and diversify across strategies with focus on large caps, mid caps, or mid and small caps, or some specialized strategies like ATH, etc., etc. So come in with a viewpoint of this being a not a trading game but a long term investing game. So the first item that you want to look at here is also what kind of investment you want to do. So the subscription fee and the expense ratios need to be taken care of before actually you subscribe to any strategy, and the cost should be such that it does not go beyond 1 to 2% of your capital. So if your capital is very low, then you choose strategies which have lower fee and which are specially designed for lower capital. For larger capital, of course, there is no issue in terms of the expense ratio, but many times people who do not have the capital to sustain the sort of expense ratio mistakenly come in. So in case that has happened to you, please let us know. We can try to adjust you in other strategies. So you can go through this video about the expense ratio, and that will clarify several of your doubts. And with each of these FAQs, we've also made videos and articles that you can go through. This video is about how to subscribe to Weekend Investing Small Cases. In case there are queries about doing that, most of you have already subscribed, so this may not be as relevant. Then post subscription, how do you find your active small cases in the small case app, what to do, how to see your subscribed strategies, etc. You can watch this video here. Then how to manage your subscriptions. So you have some subscriptions. When is your renewal? Where is the billing history? Where is the process to download the invoice? And seeing all your subscriptions and your investments in one place. So this document over these 2 pages is built to explain you that how to automate your SIPs, whether you need to do SIPs or you need to do invest more. There are 2 different options of putting in more capital. My suggestion is that you come in with the minimum and then you try to SIP your way through and not try to time the market. The other way is, of course, to do more of opportunistic invest more lump sum type of investments. You could do that also. So this will make it very clear how to do. Then the mindset itself, that you need to make sure that you come in gradually and that you make use of the ups and downs of the market and not worry about market crashing, and have a long-term investing mindset, knowing that the strategy will keep you with the winners and gradually will lose the losers. And that if you will do over a period of time, you will see that the strategy will outperform. Then of course the actual investment, how to do it, what are the steps to invest, and the procedure to do that is explained here. Then once you've invested in the small case, there are several nuances where several broker related nuances are there. So you may have to enable TOTP on Zerodha. You can watch this video for more details, and this is basically an authorization that you need to do for certain stocks. Then for your holdings to move from CDSL, you have to execute a CDSL TPIN where you authorize movement of the stocks that you could view here in this video. Then again, how to invest more in lump sums or lots in your small case. You can see the process here. There is also a process on how to reduce your investment. So suppose you want to take a partial withdrawal, you invested 2 lakhs, now you want to withdraw 30,000. So the proportionate withdrawal can also happen. Those procedures are also there. Then we have added in a small case definitions manual. So there are a lot of definitions that will not be intuitive immediately. There is current value of your investment, there's current investment, there's current returns, there's total returns, there's money put in, there's realized returns. So several of these nuances, only once you go through these manuals, you will be able to understand these metrics and what is the relationship between these metrics, and how these metrics change with each of your additions. Once you do a SIP or a user manual. So there is a whole definitions manual that we have prepared, which you go through will make it very clear as to what is your understanding of this entire project. Then of course the small case currently does not have XIRR, and if you are going to do multiple step investments, then the current index that you will see will be incorrect. So we urge you to watch this XIRR video, and we've created an Excel tool that is freely available to you. You can fill that XIRR tool with each of your inputs, and it will give you the accurate returns for your XIRR there. About the rebalance master document, it has all the information you need to know about the process of rebalance. Recently, the process of rebalance has taken a huge upgrade, and there's not too much to do in a rebalance except a few clicks. Earlier, of course, there was a lot of manual steps involved in it to avoid incremental changes, etc. But now the rebalance is very smooth. But still, you must go through this rebalance update to see what all is there. Sometimes there is skip rebalance where you have to do nothing, and how the rebalance process comes to you. So every Friday in the Good, Bad and Ugly report released by Weekend Investing, you will know what is the rebalance coming on Monday, how many stocks are going out, how many stocks are coming in based on your small case. And then on Monday morning, you will have the narration in your app as to which stock is going out, which stock is going in, what are the actual weights of the portfolio. And then once the market opens and as per your convenience, you can execute the rebalance. Also, some rules about additional funds. So you need 2 to 5% of additional funds whenever there's a rebalance, usually because there's a SEBI diktat on 20% withholding of your sale proceeds. So whatever you sell in a rebalance, all of it is not available to you immediately, but it comes to you the next day. So there may be a small window of additional funds that you may require. So this video will explain you in detail about that. Then a very important step is where when you execute the rebalance, all orders may not go through. Some may be unfilled or unexecuted, and there are several reasons for that. So you can use this article to go through it. It may be because the stock is in trade for trade category, or it has got a BTST trade on it. So you bought, you maybe added invest more yesterday, and today there is a rebalance, and the stock is not selling, because you need the delivery of that stock to come into your demat account. Or there could be a reason of a circuit. Some stocks have hit circuit, so your order is not going through. How to do that, how to manage circuit stocks, how to set up alerts to alert you once the circuit is open, all that is detailed here in this manual. Then there is another thing about you may want to do some direct trade outside the small case system. So you've sold something which you are not able to sell because of circuit, etc., but manually you have been able to sell, or you've been able to add or do some trade to your account manually and not through the small case system. So you need to then tell the small case backend about your manual trade so that the accounts can be put in sync. Please note that the small case system cannot look into your demat account. They have no authorization to do that. So if you are doing some trade manually from your demat account, small case will not come to know about it, and in your next rebalance there will be a problem, or in your next SIP there will be a problem, because there's a mismatch between what is actually there in your demat account and what is there in the synced mirror of your account in small case. So there is a form which is there in the manual. You can fill that form and send to publisher.help@smallcase.com, and they will sync your account with it as per the trade details that you will send. Then there is a question about what is the best way to allocate SIPs, when you should do the SIP, whether you should do auto SIP or not, whether you should do invest more or not. So there is a video and an article for the best practices of the SIP. Then there may be some corporate actions like bonus splits, etc., and how to manage that in small cases, in small case rebalance. So this is a knowledge bank on that purpose. So all these contents and many more, we've just taken the first, the top 10-15 things, but there's a huge repository called the Weekend Investing Hub. So let me just click on that, and you can see that if you go to this tab called Library here at the bottom, you can see that there's a huge number of contents, many of these which are already in the user manual, but even other than that, a lot of contents on how to find support, which is on indices, on all the historical returns, all the performances, yearly, quarterly returns. Everything is available here. There's a dashboard for what is the current drawdown versus max drawdown. There's monthly, quarterly, annual returns, consolidated information on all products, and the library, of course, as I mentioned, has all the content. So if you are a new user, I would really urge you to spend some time and go through all this. Everything will be crystal clear to you, and you will be able to really have a fruitful journey in the weekend investing strategy once you know all the nuances of small case and the weekend investing products. Then there is a collection of Ask Weekend Investing round. So we do one round every last day of the week, and we have users ask us questions, and we have a repository of hundreds of questions now, where you can go through this over a few hours, and all your doubts will get clarified. So this is another repository which is there in the hub. These are videos, already I think about 16 videos that we have, 17 videos that you can watch. Then of course there is the weekend investing chats with several of our prominent users who have been with us for a while, and who have evinced interest in explaining and sharing their journey with weekend investors. So this also gives you a lot of insight as to what people have gone through in past drawdowns, how they have stayed along with the system, and how the system has really benefited their approach towards the market. So this is a must watch, and you must watch as many episodes you can do that on this. And then of course at the end of it all, we have our support team at support@weekendinvesting.com, where you send us your query and we will get back to you within 24 hours, and hopefully much before that also. And we are very keen that all our support material should be able to answer all your queries. But in any case, even if you don't find an answer, we will provide you with all the support articles that you need to go through for your query, and we are always there to support you in this. So this is, I think, all that I have for this particular session on the weekend investing user manual. My urge is to, especially to new users, to please go through it, and it will really benefit you. And you please let us know your feedback on the manual also, and if you would like us to add any more content, any particular type of content, please do let us know, and we will have a weekend investing Ask Weekend Investing round coming up on Friday. You can let us know there as well. And one more announcement I wanted to make was, we are having a special Saturday 11 to 12 session. We are inviting the small case support team. So if you have any pending issue or any knowledge that you wish to gather from the small case team directly, we will have them with us for an hour, and we'll roll out a form soon where you can put in your questions, and we'll have a live stream of that session. So thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.